Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. A couple of things we're going to get into today is take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still going up in price, and actually Ethereum right now is actually down a little bit. We'll take a look at if this holds, see what's going on there, and we'll also take a look at why RIOT and CleanSpark, why are they lagging behind the other miners. I looked into the data. I think I found something interesting that maybe explains what's going on here with them. So we'll look at that, and then we'll also take a look at the miners. They had another great week today, 2 in a row. So we'll take a look at all the data here. It's turning out to be a pretty good year so far. We'll see how long this is going to last, but that's it. And then as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only, do your own research, and I'm invested in finding coins and companies for full disclosure. And if you guys enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And as always, the spreadsheets are available to my Patreon members. Okay, so let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. So Bitcoin right now is at 23,253. This is on the 1 hour chart. It has continued to go up in price while the RSI has been falling. So in a sense, that is a good sign right now. But what was I going to say on this one? Oh, right here, you can see these wicks up here going up to this line up here. Let me see if I can zoom this in maybe for you guys. Let's see here. Get this maybe a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay. So it looks like our resistance right now is right around 23,375. We came pretty close to it here. We actually went above it a little bit. We closed in the 1 hour chart on that one at 23,375 and 60 cents. Then we came back down, and this was about 8 hours ago or something like that. And then just recently, within the last hour, we came pretty close to it again at 23,100, or where was it? 23,235. Oh no, the high, 23,363, sorry. So we came pretty close to it. So it looks like that is our resistance right now. We'll see if we can get above that. But we can see here that RSI has been falling down while the price has been going up, which is a good sign here on the 1 hour, 4 hour. We're now in the overbought territory again on the 4 hour chart, which I would expect a little bit of a pullback maybe, or at least go sideways while the RSI falls a little bit more, but we'll see. And then on the daily chart, you can see that the RSI did come down here a little bit on the 18th, and then we started the 19th and 20th, and now today we're kind of bouncing back up, but we are still way up higher in price than when we were before here. So that is also a kind of good sign, okay? So we'll have to see how this is going to play out over the weekend. Right now, it's looking really good. So hopefully it continues on into next week. And we got one other thing to talk about here really quick. Ethereum right now. Ethereum is down a little bit here on the day. It was up yesterday 6.92%. It is down right now 0.25% on the day, which is a little strange. It's acting a little bit different from Bitcoin. Bitcoin's up 2.4% on the day right now. And Ethereum is down, which is surprising. Looking at the 1 hour chart, you can see here that the price has been pretty flat here. It's been bouncing up and down, but it's pretty flat while the RSI has been coming down. So that to me is a good sign. Potentially we may go down a little bit more, but then pop back up. On the 4 hour, we're seeing the same thing a little bit here. RSI has been kind of flat here. Price has been kind of flat as well. We'll see where we end up at on that one, okay? Now, one interesting story that I did find today was CoinDesk might have Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson as a potential buyer, which is kind of interesting. And CoinDesk is owned by DCG Group. DCG Group, as you know, has some trouble with Genesis, and other entities that they own are in trouble a little bit here. So it looks like they're trying to shore up their balance sheet a little bit. And I just thought this was interesting. So according to Yahoo Finance, Hoskinson's reasoning as to why he has shown strong interest in buying up DCG's media unit is that he believes journalism integrity should be restored. The Cardano co-founder's interest was made known after CoinDesk announced its exploration of a possible sale. So they are looking to raise some cash from that sale to help shore up the balance sheet, I'm guessing. Okay, so I thought this was just kind of interesting that DCG is in pretty big trouble right now, I guess, based on that they're selling off some of their units. Okay, and let's take a look at the actual CleanSpark and RIOT, why they have been lagging a little bit here in this year, from the beginning of the year to where we are now at the close of yesterday's stock price. I pulled a lot of the data. Data that I pulled was basically for this year to date. So I went from when the miners started trading on 1.3 to yesterday. I looked at the price gains on that. I also looked at the price losses for last year from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, and also from the beginning of last year to yesterday, basically, to see what's going on there. Is there any correlation between all this? So here's what I found. Here's the data that we do have. Argo is up right now this year, up 49%. So this is the data right here for this year. The data below is for last year. So they were up so far this year 49%. and they were down last year 91%. So I pulled in a bunch of these miners just to kind of compare them all to see what's going on. Bitfarms this year is up really crazy. It's up 169% this year. It was down 91% last year, but it was also beaten down tremendously, which I can kind of see why it's kind of bounced back up here. Okay, CleanSpark is only up 31% this year. Last year they were down 79%. That made them the lowest, at least from this group here. I didn't check the other miners, but from this group, they are the ones that have gone down the lowest in, or the least in 2022 compared to all these other miners. Excuse me. Hive is up this year 105%. Last year they were down 89%. Hut 8 is up 135% this year. They were down 89% last year as well. So they're kind of following Hive a little bit, these two guys. And that's to be expected as they were both mining Ethereum as well, converting it to BTC for a majority of 2022. Then we got Iris Energy here up 66% this year so far and down last year 92%. So they were almost down, third down the most. Marathon is up nicely this year, 137%. They were down 90% last year. Mawson was up 25% this year so far and down 97% last year. They were down the most here out of all of these guys. And then Riot is up 84% also this year, and they were down 85% last year. And then we got Wolf. Wolf is a new entrant into this market. They're up only 24% this year, but they were down 95% last year. So some explanations here. Riot has done a really good job of growing in the past 12 months. I'm surprised, as I think some of you are as well, that they are not up as, close to Marathon, Bitfarms, potentially Hive, and other ones, especially the growth that they have had. The only thing I could see that's causing them to be lower down is one, well, they have done a lot of curtailment, but they do get credits for it, so I just don't get it why they are down so much. Next one is Marathon. Marathon, I get while they are up. They do still have a lot of potential for growth. They're only, a third of the way there, I think, right now. It's 7 exahash right now, potentially, and then they're going to be at 23 they're saying they're going to be at 23 exahash by the end of the first half of the year. We'll see if they can get there. So I can see why they are growing. But then you got also Bitfarms. Bitfarms, like I said, was being down tremendously, but they've grown also really nicely this past year. I mean, Marathon has grown as well from where they started, where they ended up at. It was actually a pretty good year for them. But then you got Hive and Hut 8 that haven't grown as much, and yet still they're doing really well. So like this data just didn't make any sense. Why are some up higher than others when their performance hasn't been that great or they haven't grown as much? Some of these do hodl a lot. Marathon hodls a lot. Hut 8 hodls also a lot. Riot holds a little bit less, but they still have a substantial amount of BTC as well. And then you got, like I said, CleanSpark, which has grown tremendously. They've, tripled their exahash. They started at 2. They ended up at 6 exahash by the end of the year, and yet they're only up 31%. So I was trying to figure out what is causing this. What is the possible answer for this? And here's what I kind of found out. And this is just a theory. I'll need more time and more data to see if this actually plays out this way. But here's what I was able to find out. So looking at the 2022 to now numbers, where everybody stacks up at right now, we can see that Argo is only down 86% compared to when they were last year of 91%. So they're kind of getting back to in line with all of these guys here. Bitfarms is only down 77% compared to 91%. CleanSpark is down 72%. Hive is down 76%. Hut 8 is down 75%. Iris Energy is down 87%. Marathon is down 75% only. Then you got Mawson is down 94%. Riot is down 73%. And Wolf is down 94%. So you can see here between like Bitfarms, CleanSpark, Hive, Hut 8, Marathon, and Riot, they're all getting pretty close to that, pretty even as far as how much they're down from last year to now. My thinking is this could be just an explanation or it just could be way off. I won't know at least for a couple more weeks, I think, before we can make this a definitive answer as to why CleanSpark and Riot are down. My thinking is, as these guys have been beaten down tremendously, like Bitfarms, Marathon, Hut, Hive as well, they're all starting to get into an equilibrium where they are. So my thinking is once some of these like Bitfarms, Hive goes, gets closer to like the 70% being down along with Mara and Riot. I mean, because right now you can see CleanSpark is down 72, Riot is only down 73. So those are the best performers over last year and up to today or yesterday. And Mara is catching up to that as well, to being at 75 along with Hot 8, Hive at 76, and Bitfarms at 77. So I think what might happen is once they all kind of equal out a little bit, I think going forward, we should see, at least this is my theory, we should see CleanSpark and Riot performing as well, if not better, than some of these miners have done in the past. What are we in 3 weeks of trading so far this year? But I need more time on this data to see if that actually plays out that way. So I think in a couple of weeks, we'll come back and take a look at this, see if this actually played out on it. But this is the only reason I can think of as to why some of these miners haven't done as well as some of the other ones, for absolutely no reason. And then as far as Argo is concerned, Iris Energy, Moss, and Wolf. Well, Wolf is a new miner, so they're kind of excluded from this. But Argo has had issues in the past year. That might explain why they're still down 86%. They almost went into bankruptcy. They were saved by, what was it? Galaxy Digital bought their facility in Texas. That helped them out. Iris Energy also had to return a bunch of their miners because they defaulted on their special purpose vehicle loans that they had on those. And Lawson is also in trouble. They sold their facility and some miners as well. So that kind of explains why they are still a little bit lagging behind on that. And you can see it here a little bit, up 25, 49%, and Iris Energy up 66, which was kind of a little bit better than the rest, but still lagging towards here compared to last year to yesterday. Okay. Wolf, on the other hand, has been building out last year, and they just started pretty much mining since, when was it? August, September, something like that. They really got into the mining and have increased quite nicely from that. But there is also some concern with debt with them, and will they be able to survive? So I think that's possibly why they're still down 94% compared to the other ones right now. There's just a bunch of unknowns with Wolf. Okay. I hope that all makes sense. I know there's a lot of numbers here and a lot of data that we're looking at, comparing and things like that. But this is the only thing I could find that maybe explains why CleanSpark and Riot are down or not up as much as some of the other miners, as the other miners are catching up to them for being down not as much, or being down equally. Things going forward should even out with price performance increases, I think. But only time will tell. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think of this. Do you agree? Do you not agree? Do you think there's something else? Am I missing something else? I know there's some concerns with CleanSpark diluting for their growth. A lot of you guys comment on that. And I agree they are diluting possibly because they do want to grow. But we've seen it with other miners as well. And the other thing is with Mara. Mara has been hodling a lot, but are they also starting to sell? So that's the other thing that I wanted to point out. I almost forgot about it. In the past, this would be probably in January. It seems like they started selling quite heavily here. We don't know this for a fact. This is just based on how much they received and how much was sent out. We will get, I'm sure, some information on this coming up in about, I'd say, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks maybe, when they report their January production updates. So it will either confirm that they've been selling or deny that something else is going on here. Okay. But right now it looks like they might be selling. So something to be mindful of as well on that one. And that is it. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think of this, whether or not it makes sense or not, or if it's just, a bunch of bull. But that's kind of my explanation, at least what I could find out on it. All right. So that is it for the reason for CleanSpark and Riot possibly being down. And let's take a look at the miners, see how they did this week. Okay. So it was another fantastic week for the miners for the most part. A couple of them did better than Bitcoin this week. But I think the only reason a couple of them did better than Bitcoin this week is because Bitcoin started pumping towards the end of Friday's trading day. And if we look at the chart here, let's take a look. Oh, where is it at? There it is. So Friday, when did it start pumping actually? Let's see, this is on the daily. Oh, this is 4-hour chart. Let's see here. This was at 1400 hours. So this would have been right at 2 o'clock. So yeah, I mean, trading stopped. Let's see here. Let's go take a look at 1-hour chart. Friday, January 23rd. This is 1400. Yeah, so it looks like it started pumping towards the close of the trading day. And at that point, miners were done trading, but it continued going up higher even after that. So, yeah, this is January 20th, Friday. Yeah, I want to make sure I have the right data. And then we're into Saturday. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's the reason why Bitcoin did better than a lot of these miners. Otherwise, it would have been pretty closer match, I think, on it. But here's what we got. DigiHost has outperformed. Let's do this on the chart here. Makes it a little bit easier. And there we go. So DigiHost was up 30%, Hut 8 was up 21%, Argo was up 17%, and Bitcoin was up 13%. So those three did better than Bitcoin. And then everybody else here did worse than Bitcoin, but still up for the most part. The only ones that were down was Greenidge was down 12.26. And then we had Soluna up 10.87, Iris up 8, Bitfarmers up 7, BitDigital up 6, Core up 6, Sphere up 5, Marathon up 5, Riot up 2, CleanSpark 2, and DMG was up almost 2 as well. And then Hive was up 0.32%. So it was a green week for the most part, which is good. But some have done better than Bitcoin did. That makes sense. And let's take a look at the 4-week chart really quick as well. This is where it gets kind of interesting and fun. Let's go. There we go. Look at this. Greenidge is up 220% in the last 4 weeks. If you bought back then, you're doing really well, along with DigiHost, up 186%. Bitfarm is up 161%. DMG up 36%. Marathon up 135%. Hut 8 up 125%. Hive is up 118%. BitDigital 110%. 96% up for Soluna. Riot is up 82%. Mawson is up 73%. Sphere is up 32%. Sphere is up 62%. Argo is up 60%. Iris is up 58%. Bitcoin is up 36%. TeraWolf is up 31%. CleanSpark is only up 29%, and Core is up 21%. So everybody above Bitcoin did better, and then three of them did worse than Bitcoin here, but still up in the green, which is good to see. And then we got the 8-week chart. Let's take a look at it. And we got now Argo is up 138%, Bitfarm is up 98%, DigiHost up 76%, Greenidge up 60%, DMG up 55%, Hut up 53%, Sphere was 44%, Hive 41%, BitDigital 34%, Bitcoin is up 32%, so all of these did better. Then we got Moss up 29%, Riot 25%, Iris 23%, Marathon up 16%, CleanSpark up only 15%. Then you got TeraWolf that's down 1.12%, and then you got Core and Soluna down 34% and 35% respectively. And then if we look at the 12-week really quick, we can see here that there is Bitcoin. Bitcoin was up 7.2 from 12 weeks ago, and then the following miners did better. Hive up 9, almost 10%. Greenidge up 14, BitDigital up 15, Bitfarms up 29, along with DMG. DigiHost was up 33, and Argo is up 89. Argo was getting beaten down pretty badly at that point because of the possibility of bankruptcy. And then we got Mawson was down 11%, Hut 8 was down 11, CleanSpark was down 11, TeraWolf was down 20, Marathon is down 25, Iris is down 29, Core is down 42, and Soluna is down 50 from 12 weeks ago. So when we look at this chart, all the miners put together, we can see that we are having pretty good 2 weeks here, well, almost 3 weeks you could say. Beginning of the year, basically, when we started out, it's been pretty much in the green here. So I'm expecting to have at least one red week here coming up here, whether it's going to be this week or next week. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I think we are going to be due for a red week. Typically, we've had 4 weeks, I think is the most that we've had here so far that we're in the green, going back to the summer. So we had 4 weeks of green, and then we had a red. So I would expect maybe this week is going to be green. Then we may have a little bit of a pullback here in the following week, but we'll see if that actually happens. Nobody has a crystal ball. Oh, time will only tell. Okay, so that is it. It's been fantastic. It's been fun. We've had a really bad 2022. And it's kind of nice to have a little bit of a relief rally, whatever it might be, a dead cat bounce, whatever you want to call it. But it's just been kind of fun to have things going up again. So on a side note, I'm still down a little bit on CleanSpark as far as dollar cost averaging is. I'm down 12% on them, which isn't too bad. Bitfarms, I'm actually up 22% on them right now, which is fantastic. And then I've been buying WGMI for my retirement plan. That is up now. Oh gosh, that one's up 44% up. Luckily, I got in at the right time when I started dollar cost averaging into that one. So I'm hoping for a great 2023. We'll see if that happens. And then we should have another great 2024. But I think it's going to be a bumpy ride until then. Or at least the first half of 2023, I think it's going to be bumpy. After that, I think we get closer to the halving event. Things should kind of get more into an upside swing potential. Okay, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. As always, Spreadsheet is available to my Patreon members. Thank you to everyone there for their support. And we'll see what we have for tomorrow, if there's anything. If not, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.